Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How open can you be with love in a way that is not binding your emotions to that particular outcome, situation, person, job, money, confirmation, notification, and duration? You feel me? Maps. But how open can you be to receiving love but not being bound to love, showing up in a certain outcome, a specific situation, a certain person, you know? When love arrives, when that person arrives, when that job, money, outcome, situation arrives, how can you learn to not cling to it, but to be fully present in the moment? MashaAllah, subhanAllah, shukranallah, BISMILLAHIRAHMANIRAHIM, by the way. But how can you learn to be fully open and present in the moment? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. But how can you learn to be fully present and immersed in that love that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose to pour into that container, green light confirmation? And just putting that out there, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants me to say that love cannot be contained, because the only love is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is boundless, infinite. You know, who are we to put a cap on his love? You know, that makes no sense. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-Wadud, you know? And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring you that situation, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses to bring you that situation, if it's good for you, how can you learn to accept that love but not validate yourself through anything other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You know, how can you accept that love that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought to you that day, in that specific situation, in that specific person, outcome? You know, because the love that you seek is just a reflection of you, which really is a reflection, is like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, it's like a mirror. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought that outcome to you, you know, but the love you seeking is already within yourself, you know, they're just a reflection of how you already feel, you know. But you shouldn't rely on that outcome to feel that love. Be like, oh, only when this person shows up, that's the only type of love I see, or this relationship is the only love that I can have, you know, or this job is the only sense of love or belonging that I feel. This outcome is the only certainty that I have in a sense of belonging and being heard, right? And of course, loved. But no, love is not bound to an outcome. Love is not bound to a specific person, a situation, a job, friends, family, parents, pets, outfits, you know. You're like, job, you're like, yeah, like you can love what you do to the point where it's like you only feel fulfilled through what you do or what you provide. But it's like you're more than what you just do and provide. You're a being outside of your job, you know. Like, who are you? Who are you? You know, outside of what you provide, what you can do, what you already do for yourself, for people, for your parents, for your family, for pets, friends, you know. Oh, I literally see a stuffed animal dog. That is so cute. But confirmation, you know. You are a whole being outside of these external forces and factors and environments and situations and people. And mashallah, you know. So don't wait, you know, for that person to finally feel like you belong and have a sense of belonging, and to feel love and to feel safe and heard and sound and whole and meaningful. Like, oh, this person brings me meaning. This person brings meaning to my life. And fast core confirmation, I was want to always like halt. You have to also explain this, because yes, people can bring meaning into your lives, but it becomes problematic when that person becomes your source, you know, because then you see how that person is competing, you know, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which there is no comparison, there is no competition, right? And we can also put drugs into this, like weed. Confirmation notive, bro. Weed 888. But weed, bro, substances can become a sense of just feeling something, feeling a feeling other than like depression or anxiety, or, you know, feeling like a sense of belonging, because everyone around you does it. So it gives you like friends, or like hot box friend groups and circles, you know. Hey, pull up, let's smoke. But if y'all didn't roll that joint, if y'all didn't roll that blunt, if you didn't pull that cup, if you didn't do drugs together, would you still hang out? You know? And you just gotta be real with yourself. Like, probably not. Only thing y'all got in common is the fact that y'all do drugs together. And y'all trauma bond, you know? Someone to feel your pain, someone to hear your pain, see your pain. But outside of that, if y'all was sober, like, y'all would not link, you know? You know, and there's nothing wrong with talking about your emotions, but you have to be real. You know, it's like, you know when somebody not good for you, you know? In a sense that they bring your vibration down and you know it. It gives you temporary relief, but that's not enough to suffice for your soul. Subhanallah, shukran for all wisdom and knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and all glory goes to Him, and only the shortcomings are mine. I made a watermelon milkshake, mint on top. Mashallah, mashallah, mashallah. Say mashallah, mashallah, subhanallah, shukran. But don't be waiting to roll that blunt to finally feel like, oh, now I feel okay. Oh, now I love myself. Because that's a real thing. You feel sexy when you roll that blunt, when you get fried, when you get high and look at yourself in the mirror. Now you feeling yourself. But when you sober, life is all sad and depressing, and you hate yourself, and you hate what you look like, and you hate what you see in the mirror, and you hate life, and you hate people. But as soon as that blunt get rolled and you smoke that hoe, it's like, oh, life is worth living again. Now I love myself. Now I want to do my makeup. Now I want to, you feel me, take videos and post them on the gram. Now it's all about self-love, right? Got Tim Bak Toe in a seat with me. / Jim Bob Joe. But it's like, where was that self-love before that blunt was rolled, before that cup was poured? You know what I'm saying? These are fake artificial feelings, by the way, on the substances, you know? But you realize that you can generate realer feelings with God. You know, you don't have to wait for a specific outcome, person, substance, job, person, outcome, pet to pull up, you know, to finally feel whole and feel loved and feel okay again, you know? Because that becomes a crutch. You know, it's not really fixing or healing the problem. You know, the only solution, the only real healing comes from God. That's a word. No cap, for real. You know, mashallah, subhanallah, shukran. But green light confirmation, dude. These crutches will never be enough. It will never be enough. People can also be a crutch, you know? In a sense that, like, one trauma bond, and then, you know, or stuff can get physical, you know? That's also an unhealthy coping mechanism. When you run to people to feel safety, longing, is like, you feel longing for connection, but you're doing that through sleeping with random people, you know? Like, I've heard stories about, you know, people with really, like, childhood neglected traumas that are like hypersexual now because they felt so like love abandoned. You know, they didn't get that they didn't get that emotional connection that they needed, you know, growing up. You know, and that's not healthy either. That's not good to put yourself out there like that, right? And not a place of judgment, but definitely just a place of concern. Like, that's not the best life you can give yourself. It's not the best life for yourself. You know, and healing is definitely possible. But once again, these are all crutches that it's not enough for your soul. You know, you need God. That's the only one, you know, the one, Allahad, right? Allahad, the one, As-Samad, the individual. You know, he's the only one who can fulfill what your soul needs, that healing. The healer, Al-Shafi. Yeah, Al-Shafi. And then Al-Jabbar, the restorer. He can mend and fix your broken heart. Not people, not your pets, not that substance, not that drink, not that liquor, not that pill, not the dirty Sprite, not the dirty cup, not the fentanyl, not the crack, not the coke, not the morphine, not the meth, not the fentanyl, not nothing. Not ketamine, not nothing. The Percocets. You gotta let it go. You gotta drop it down out your life. You can do it. I believe in you. I was addicted to weed. Bad. Heavy. Was the sacrifice easy? Hell no. F no. But is it possible? Yes. Will you fold? Of course. Like, for example, guys, like, elaborate on that. I wanted to go cold turkey so many times, but I folded like 27 times, like 54 times. Until one day you just get tired of yourself. Like, you know that one, like, Ken Carson line, but I'm tired of being tired of being tired. No, is that no. But he said that, he said a line like that, or was that Lil Baby? But I'm tired of being tired of being tired. And look at me in my eye. And oh, that's an emotionally scarred. Yeah. Yeah. You just get tired of that version of yourself that just tired of yourself, like, you know. And that's a gift, that's a blessing in disguise. You don't realize it at the time, but the fact that you're not able to, like, tolerate the weed no more, the fact that you're not able to roll up and smoke that blunt the same no more is a gift. You realize in the moment that, oh, I hate this. Why don't it hit the same no more? Why can't I get fried no more and vibe out the music and live how I used to be and just live in sin and enjoy it how I used to no more? Like, why, God? Deep down your soul is aching for that change, screaming for that change. You know you want it bad too. But it's the ego, it's the nafs that want to cling on to pain and hurt, because in a sick, twisted way, it's like all we've known all our life is pain. So our nervous system is wired for pain. In a sick, twisted way, it's like you want to keep feeling that pain. You can feel that self-pity for yourself. You know, it's like, for example, when you're sad, you listen to sad music and make her even sadder. You know, you're like hyper boom the sadness, you know. And now it's like, see, this is why, and this is why, and this is why, and feel me, this is why, and this is why, and this is why, and it's like a self-loathing pity party cycle, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta break out of, like, because it gets to a point. And I'm saying this with so much love, like, I swear to God, you know. It's like, dude, like, you just gonna one day just wake up and just be like, change. I need that so bad. Like, you gonna be so uncomfortable, bro. You gonna be so uncomfortable living how you do. Confirmation, indication, fast car double. And this is a gift. Like, the discomfort is a gift from God. Confirmation is sunlight. Like, look. So Don't be like, what? No. You're going to want to cling on to it. The part of you, not all of you, not your soul, but the part of you that's like your nafs, you know, the ego. It's like, I need that blunt. I need that blunt. I need that blunt to regulate my emotions. Otherwise, I'm going to crash out. I need that blunt, or else I'm an angry person. When I smoke that blunt, I'm going to calm down. That was me. Like, what? I'm talking about I would crash out in traffic. Not like crazy. I'm just like, I would get so mad in traffic and be like, I can't wait to go smoke up that blunt. And just be mad as fuck walking through the crib, rolling up my blunt. It's foolish. In my eyes, like, looking back at myself, I'm not calling you foolish, but like, after you do some healing and inner work, it's like, that was just really like a lack of self-control. Confirmation with the nature, like insects. You know, like, we have to work on self-control with our emotions, with our feelings. Green light confirmation. Fast car double, honk triple. Because when your emotions guide your life, you finna make sloppy mistakes, sloppy decisions, stupid mistakes. I didn't want to say it, but stupid mistakes. Like, confirmation indication, stupid mistakes, bro. All because of a lack of self-control and discipline, you know. And then you look back wondering, where did all the time go? Why I wasted so many months and years and days? I could have been like this. I could have been like this. I could have been over here. If I didn't do this. Now it's regret. Now it's a cycle of regret and guilt and self-shame that the devil wants to keep you trapped in. You know, the devil just never wants you feeling okay. The devil gonna manipulate your situation, always manipulate the negative feelings, and see, you could have did this, and if you didn't do that or do this and lay down with that person and do this and spend time with them or ever get in a relationship with them, you would have been bro. Blase, whoop-de-whoop. Bird confirmation. Like, the devil never wants you satisfied, feeling good about yourself. You can't take back your mistakes. You can't reverse the change that is like positive, negative. It's like your decisions was your decisions. And stand on it 10 toes down. You know? And some things you can't control. And you gotta accept that. Like, confirmation indication, it's a lie to think that you control everything, because you don't. Like, God is the only one who controls things. Like, we are human. We can barely control our own life, and we think that we can go out here and manipulate reality and control other people's lives. That's foolish to believe. That's arrogance. That's stuff for like, let's want to protect us from that, forgive us from that, and guide us away from that. I mean, say I mean. But it's absolutely foolish to just stay stuck in a cycle of just self-pity and negative emotions, and just always be in this like victim mentality, sadness mentality, bro. Like, it really gets to a point. I'm seriously saying this with so much love. Like, I swear to God. Like, confirmation indication. Like, I mean, confirmation notive. Like, I promise. I swear to God. You know, because the victim complex really does get to a point. Because that will really affect the way that you see yourself, see life, and make decisions. And it can affect your confidence, bro. Confirmation notive, bro. Like, I'm so serious. Like, it gets to a point. You delaying your own healing, and you're affecting confirmation. It's like you're affecting others, you're affecting yourself, bro. You're projecting fears, insecurities, pain from yourself onto others, and people can see that. People can sniff that out. Like, they can see, like, when you're stuck in a cycle of just like repeating and staying in the past, like the same stuck cycles. Like, just being real, confirmation indication, saying this with so much love, people who are on a growth journey are just simply not going to want to be around people who are confirmation green light, but the arrow specific. People who are on a growth journey, and this is not saying that anyone is better than anyone in any type of manner, shape, or form, I promise. But people who are on a growth journey simply do not have the time to waste to be around people who are stuck in the same self-loathing, pity party cycles. Like, it's a waste of our time. It really is, because crow confirmation, that's a specific bird. But bro, like, let me tell you, like, let me just tell you, it's simply just a waste of time, dude. Like, literally a waste of time. Like, people do not have the time to waste when it comes to, like, whether you choose to do the healing or not. Like, oh, you know, like, if you choose to stay sad, like, that's your decision. But naturally, energetically, it's just naturally gonna make you part ways, like, with that person, like, with people who you actually want to be around. You know, you're affecting your own self. Like, you're blocking your own blessings, because it's like, you're choosing not to change. Like, you're choosing to stay the same, and that's a scary position to be in. So please take heed to this message. I love you so much, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you the absolute most, and never forget that. And yeah, I love you so much, soldier, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you the absolute most. And this message was tough love. When I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, it was all good intention. And yeah, you can do anything with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Promise you that. And yeah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. One thing, XO. And repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. Jesus is son of Mary, not son of God. Please read the Quran for truth and enlightenment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.